Hi my loves, welcome to your cosmic weather report for the week ahead. First of all, I always really love it when we get a new month on a Monday. So it's like a new week, a new month, like a new beginning. And this week really is going to help us in the continuation of the preparation for the new beginnings that are going to come with the Aries new moon total solar eclipse that will come a week on Monday, so on the 8th of April. Now, the first thing we're going to get on Monday, the 1st of April, April Fool's Day, is Mercury Retrograde. And it does almost feel like a little bit of a cosmic joke that it's like April Fool's, says Mercury Retrograde. But on a serious note, this retrograde is going to be really powerful for helping us to do the work that's needed, the big releasing, clearing, preparing work that's needed as we continue to wane and move towards that new moon total solar eclipse. So Mercury is going to station retrograde in Aries, is going to be retrograde till the 25th of April. The one thing this retrograde is going to really powerfully help us to do is to begin to slow down and listen to our inner world. So if you have been rushing, avoiding, not paying attention to what needs to change, not listening to the little niggles from within, knowing that things need to change and happen, but just rushing and doing so that you don't have to actually do the things that need to be done, this retrograde is going to bring a really big slowdown. The more that you try to rush and push against these energies, the more intense and difficult you're going to find this retrograde. So that is my first piece of advice for you in this retrograde. Aries energy wants to go, do. And this retrograde is going to really ask us to do the opposite, to slow all the way down, to pay attention, to listen, to get quiet, to get still. The other really powerful thing this retrograde is going to do is to help us to really retrace our steps. So with this retrograde happening in the first sign of the zodiac, with the new moon solar eclipse happening in the first sign of the zodiac, with us being in the new astrological year, there's an awful lot of new beginning energy around at the moment. But what Mercury retrogrades always do for us is they help us to look at where we've still got open doors to the past, where we've still got loose ends that need tying up, where we've got unfinished business that needs clearing out. So this retrograde is going to really help bring in anything that's unfinished so that you can tie it up, finish it up, close it up, complete it, and then you've got the space for something new. Remember that saying I give to you often: you can't get to your future while your past is still present. So this retrograde is going to bring up the past to help us then to leave it behind in the past where it's meant to be, so that we can close that door and then we can look to the new doors that we want to begin to move through. It's also going to really help us to retrace our steps, learn lessons, look back at how we might have done things differently. Now remember, you weren't meant to do things differently, or you would have done, but often in hindsight we can learn really valuable lessons. And so retrace steps, look back perhaps over the last astrological year, or even back to the beginning of this year, at what might I have done differently if I could have done. Knowing what I now know, what would I do differently, so we can begin to really see the lessons and what we're growing through and what we're learning, that's helping us then to really step into who we're here to be and move into these new beginnings that are waiting for us. The final thing I really want to just give you around this retrograde, and this is a really big like public service announcement, and I want you all to hear me, not only for you but also for everybody around us. There may be aggression around this retrograde, frustration. Aries is also a sign of the zodiac that's known for just lashing out, for saying whatever's there, for really going for it. And so especially if you have been rushing and pushing and you're feeling that slowdown, or you're feeling that you're bumping up against things as the retrograde tries to say, slow down, not this way, slow down. And remember, we've got those eclipse energies as well that are trying to really reorient us and redirect us and put us back in alignment with our soul path. So if you're rushing in a direction and you're in your ego mind of this is the way that I want it to be, and you're coming up against walls, as the universe, your soul, the eclipses, the retrograde goes, not that way, you might feel frustrated. There might be an aggression. So just notice anyone around you. If people are acting a little bit more emotional, give everybody a little bit of grace. And I'd also love to just really advise you here to pay attention to your emotions. If you're feeling angry and frustrated about things, these are likely places in your life that you have been going down a wrong pathway or trying to push open a closed door that's not meant for you for a long time. And this retrograde now is trying to show you and redirect you. So if you are feeling angry, frustrated, really pay attention to that. But it's going to be a really big retrograde for helping us now in these big energies we're in. That's going to be further supported then on Tuesday. On Tuesday, we're going to get the last quarter moon in Capricorn. Now, the last quarter moon is that part of the lunar cycle where we do that big release and shed and let go to create the space for the new moon to come in. So this is the time that we really look at, what do I not want to take into this next cycle with me? What do I not want to take into these new beginnings with me? And with this last quarter being in Capricorn, this is now about planning for the future, and equally planning maybe how you're going to let go, because some things we can't just let go of them in an instant. Very often we can. I think I said this a few cosmic weather reports ago, but very often we hold on to things when it would be just so simple to just let it go. But sometimes things do need a little bit of a plan and a little bit of a preparation and a little bit of putting some kind of almost safety nets in place so that we can then take a big leap. So this last quarter moon in Capricorn is going to help you to look towards what you want and then make the plan of how you're going to let go of the things, how you're going to release the things, and how you're then going to move towards what it is that you want through the shedding and releasing. And the big message that I want to give you for this week is to really let go of what was to welcome what's meant to be. So just letting go of what was, the way that it was, the you that you were, things the way that they were. Try as much as you can, especially if this retrograde energy is bringing things back up for you, to let go of what was. And then that creates the space for something new to come in. Now, the end of the week, then we've got a lot of Venus energy. So this is a lot of energy now, focused on you, focused on the other thing this last quarter moon in Capricorn is going to help us to do is to take a really big responsibility for where we are and for our own lives. Because while it's somebody else's fault, or well, I'm waiting for that to happen before I can let go of that, and I'm waiting for that to change before I can release that, and I'm waiting for this to happen before I can start that, we're always going to be waiting. We're always going to be waiting for something outside of us to change. As soon as we take personal responsibility for where we are in our lives, and we perhaps use the retrograde energies to look back and to reflect and to retrace our steps and to look at things, then we get to take the power back to make the changes that we need to make. And so this is going to happen a lot towards the end of the week. Now, the first thing that we're going to meet is Wednesday, Venus conjunct Neptune. This is going to be dreamy. This is going to happen in Pisces. So this is a beautiful day for new romance. Now, the first thing I want you to ask you to romance is yourself and life. I want you to fall in love with yourself over again. I want you to start a love affair with yourself where you really begin to romance yourself, take care of yourself, look after yourself, maybe take yourself out on some dates, begin to trust yourself, begin to really feel into the new you that's wanting to come through, and this love and appreciation you have for what was, and then creating the space to welcome in what's meant to be. So I want you to really, on Wednesday and towards the end of the week, romance yourself. That's the first thing I'd really love you to do. And this is also a beautiful day for, if you want a new romance, you want to welcome in new relationships, to let yourself begin to dream of what it is that you want, to visualize your ideal relationship, to dream about your partner, to feel what it would be like to have them there with you and to feel their energy close to you. And if you're in a current relationship, it's a really beautiful time to bring some romance back and bring some joy back and some sensuality and some pleasure back into your relationship. So it might be a really good time to just create a little date day, a little date night, go and do something together and remember why you're together, remember what you really love about each other, and really bring that romance back. So Wednesday is the day for dreams, for romance, for pleasure, for joy. So bring that into your life however you can on Wednesday, but begin with you. Make sure that begins with you. Now, Friday then, after we've had all this kind of dream and romance, Venus then moves into Aries. Now, this is going to be a really powerful energy again with this eclipse portal energy, with the new moon solar eclipse, with Mercury Retrograde being in Aries, to really begin to put yourself first. Aries in Venus energy is a lot about wanting to do what you want and not having to answer for it, to be able to go your own way, trailblaze your own path, do what you want to do. So I really want you to pay attention to the energy that's coming in the end of the week about what it is that you want. And this isn't to say be selfish and just forget what everybody else wants, but very often we put too much focus on what everybody else wants, and is everybody else okay, and am I taking care of everyone, and what can I do for everyone else, and not enough on yourself. And what this new moon solar eclipse wants is for each one of us in our own way to be able to move forwards and change the world in the way that only we can. But you can only do that when you know what that is, you know what you want, you know what your deep inner desires and callings are, and you begin to start to follow them and put yourself first. So this is going to be a big push towards what you want, a big push towards doing what you want to do and being who you want to be and saying what you want to say, but just remembering to do it with a little bit of love, especially with that Mercury retrograde energy. It might have us like spitting out some very knee-jerk words and reactions, but that in itself might not be a bad thing if you've kept quiet for too long. This might be the time now you say, actually, no to that, no to that, no to that, yes to this, yes to me. So that's going to be a really big energy that comes in. It's also going to really help us to be present, and with all that retrograde energy, it's going to really help if we are just present with ourselves. How am I? How do I feel? What do I need? And then Saturday, Venus is going to sextile Pluto. Now this is just such a powerful day for deep self-understanding, a deep understanding of who am I, what do I want, what do I feel like I'm here for, what's my part to play, what are the dreams stirring within me. And this is going to be such powerful information, because this is what's going to feed into your intentions on Monday when we get the new moon solar eclipse. So on Saturday over the weekend, there's going to be this big self-knowing, this big self-understanding, this big moment of this is it, this is who I am, this is the way I want to go, this is the direction I want to travel, this is what I want to bring to life. And there's going to be a courage and a bravery that comes through with that then is going to take us into that new moon solar eclipse, where we're going to really walk through the doorway into a whole new beginning. So again, the big message I want to give you for this week: let go of what was to welcome in what's meant to be. The more you can do the releasing work, the more you can do the slowing down, the more you can do the paying attention, the more you can do the planning of how you're going to let go and how you're going to move towards where you want to be, the more you can romance yourself, love yourself, trust yourself, be in right relationship with yourself. And the more you can allow more of you to come to the surface, the more then you're going to be able to step into this new moon eclipse portal and really begin to make a difference in your life and the lives of everybody else around you. So another big preparation week, but it's an exciting one. Pay attention to those retrograde energies, and I'm going to give you one last time. Let go of what was, what's been, what's done, the way it was. Let go of what was to welcome in what's meant to be. And that's what I want to leave you with for this week. I'm sending you so much love, my darlings. Thank you so much as always for all of your support and your energy and your love and your shares. I really, really do appreciate it. And as always, we're going to walk through this week, this eclipse portal, and into these new beginnings and this new world together. I'm really excited for what's to come. Lay the groundwork, let go of what was to welcome what's meant to be. I'm sending you so much love.